Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to round 7 of Reykjavik Open. Anna looks like she's wearing some black and white dress today or something. Looks quite cool. Hopefully the camera doesn't die, we've changed some stuff. So Anna has the white pieces today, and her opponent is Blaise Gervais from Switzerland. The rating of 1950 or so. Oof. What happened to the cam? Stopped. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. So just refresh it, right? Okay, let me see. No, I don't think it burned out. I just have to change some stuff. Well, it doesn't load for me though. Guess we just have to wait. Yeah, no, the cam looked fine. But just if some of the mods could help me, like with the settings, because it's the first time I'm using this. Like, what do I need to do for it to refresh? Okay, let me test something. So let me delete that. I'm sorry for the debugging live, but okay, let me delete that and add it again. No, still black screen. Yes, I'm capturing it as a browser source. You should black on the link too. Yeah, maybe Anna forgot to change some settings. I don't know. This is a marked improvement. Yeah. I mean, Screw suggested that we do it like as a browser source. It did work, but just as the game started, it stopped. Okay. Well, I guess you can have me. I'm here until the camera starts working, maybe, or we can figure it out. Why is this not in the correct position? Okay, I guess now it is. What's the camera situation today? We're trying to fix it. Did the camera break before it even began? Kind of. Yeah. Got 2 minutes of feed, exactly. Yeah, like literally us. We were just testing. Well, this is why I wanted to test a little bit today, but looks like there was no time for that. Ay, ay, ay. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like as soon as Anna-Maja left, it doesn't give me any feed. Maybe there's some alternative way I can capture it. I don't know. We should have the live moves. Yeah, I think if you could help us, but yeah, I mean that's how we're gonna resolve it if there is no camera available. Not sure. I'm not sure how to. Yeah, I guess it's not my issue then, cause let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to cooperate with the mouse. I guess that's because the opponent is Swiss, so um, yeah. Well, not sure if don't think any of the any is yeah. Don't think anyone knows what's going on here. Okay, let me try to close and open it again. So I'll go back to this so that it counts full screen. So I'm just saying a black screen. Streets are always neutral, true. Yeah, that would be helpful, Blue Boy. Because I don't think we're getting anywhere. People are just seeing a black screen, so. Yeah, Screws is also. seeing a black screen, I guess. So that means, because we said it might have been my issue, that it was like not rendering it properly or something. I'm trying to refresh it somehow, but it appears the issue is probably with Anna's phone, unless it's something I'm not aware of. Okay, so we do have the live modes. Thank you, Blue Boy. Thank you, Blue Boy. So we will have the live modes at least. It does turn green when I click refresh cache of current page. That's interesting. It's the Northern Lights. Man, I don't really have any idea. What can I do? We gotta see them without traveling, yeah. What will be the opening today? Let me check. We do have we should be able to have the moves. So let me just copy this link. All right. Yeah. So the opening is, it's a Knight of Sicilian. I'll be with you shortly. With the moves. Okay. So let's go back to this, and I guess we will, yeah, we'll get rid of that for now, the browser fit, unless Screws tells me it works later. So I'll put Screws in charge of that. Don't know if it's okay with him. So I'll remove that for now. And yeah, you guys will have to bear with me. I mean, I apologize for that, but yeah, we didn't really test it. We didn't have time, so that's too bad, I guess. Okay, let's see. The board is obviously what you guys want to see, so let's make that bigger. Let's get rid of these logos, put them here. Okay, so let's start. I'm sure you all have been eager to see the moves. So Anna-Maja is with white. Blaze is with black. We have e4, c5, knight f3, d6, d4. So we have the open Sicilian. C takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and a6. So this is the Knighter variation. Very sharp opening. And Anna is going for bishop e3, which is, I believe, called the English attack. Idea is to put the queen on d2, castle long, and later on launch a kingside attack with f3, g4. Opponent went with move e6, and we have f3, knight c6, g4, and queen to c7. So this is the current position as far as I'm aware of. No, it's not true actually. White played g5 and knight to d7. So this is the position. Yeah, this is the current position. White to move, and we're just in the opening. Oh, the phone got locked because it wasn't being used. The camera was shut off as a result. Could be, yeah. Maybe it's like she had to put on some settings or something. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, I mean, well, what would this stream be without tech issues, right? Okay. How long did it take for them to get here? I mean, yeah, hasn't been too much. They're both on like 1 hour and 30 minutes, so. Yeah. And I apologize again for the cam issues. Hello to YouTube chat as well. What will be the opening today? Yeah, it's a Sicilian Nighterf. And we have this, no Dragendorf. Anis e4 course against Nighterf Sicilian, yeah. Alright, so okay, let's see. So White's obviously going for a kingside attack here. Now Black hasn't already castled kingside, so that is interesting. But I guess we are gaining space on the side of the board. The idea is we want to continue with probably the move f4, perhaps the queen moving out of the way. We want to castle long here. Black most likely at some point will push the move b7 to b5 and try to castle short. So this is going to be an exciting game, which I guess is what we want. Like the opponent is low rated, we have the white pieces. We do want to get the game into a tactical fight, basically. Let me center this a little bit better. Okay. So yeah, you have a geometrical question. Can I rotate the board 90 degrees? Is that the question? I wonder if there's any like way to do that in OBS. G4, G5 is super aggressive. Yeah, so yeah, she's going all out. I guess she wants to end this game quickly. So yeah, this is a bit risky because we are, as I'm always saying, like every pawn move weakens some squares, but it's not that risky because our king is not going to go to the king side, so White will castle queen side, and this is the side of the board where we're going to attack most likely. So that is why she doesn't really care about pushing this pawn too far away. Yeah, you can do the 3D board. Yeah. Okay, not sure. So what's people saying? Okay, let's see. Probably. Okay, so we've got a move. Queen to d2 was played by Anna. So she's This is going for just developing the pieces, preparing long castles, and sometimes this queen can either even slide all the way to g2, help a little bit with the attack, maybe do h3 in the future, just to put some more pressure on the white king, especially if white goes kingside. Now, on the black king, sorry. If I was black, I wouldn't be too eager to castle early here, because I'm castling a little bit into the attack. Yeah. Is long castle important before pawn storming on the king side? I would say you would go for long castle, yeah, because there will be some tactics. Like, I can't really see like any specific reason why would you want to castle now, but in general, it's better to attack with a safe king. Like, white might need to play like some f4, some you know, opening up the center, especially if the black king stays in the center. We might need to open up the center, right? We might need to play 4 f5, something like that. So we'd rather have our king safe in the case the center opens up, even if we might waste the move to go to the king side. And also, castling long also brings up this rook on a good square on d1, where it will be ready for the action. And we don't really know where black is going to go yet, right? So my guess is that black is going to wait a little bit before putting his king on the king side. So, yeah. Yeah, I guess mods don't really know what is causing the camera problems. We'll have to have some time to test it out, but it's kind of hard with such a hectic schedule for the tournament. Yeah, I can see, like, if you're like 10 minutes early only to the game, there is not really much time for testing. I mean, it did work out, but funnily enough, like, it stopped working just when Anna well, turned her phone off, because I mean, yeah, you know, you have to at some point turn it off, give it to the arbiters, and yeah. Okay, so black has taken on d4, so that is the move he did, and we took back with the bishop. So you see, black is not really deciding to castle yet. He's trading off some pieces. Perhaps he's not thrilled about the prospect of our knight landing on f5, so he took it off the board. Maybe black's preparing some e5 ideas. It's common for neither players to play e5, although usually when they do, they play it immediately. So, yeah. Now, black might also have some ideas of b5. You know, he might also castle. He might also start pawn storming before castling. The reason why both sides do that is because the center is still a little bit closed. There aren't open lines in the center, so both sides are basically trying to get their pawns rolling and set for the attack. The kings aren't castled, so we might see quite a funny game here. I would say white's more likely to castle first, because, well, it's a legal move, even in the next move. Black might have to sit a little bit in the center, which is, of course, good for us. And, yeah. Hello, Bosman. Welcome to Bax, welcome to David, and everyone in the chat. So, yeah. Okay, let me check something. All right. Okay, I'm leaving that open. Okay, did she play bishop takes d4? Yes. The moves I'm making are the actual moves, by the way. Yeah, this board is live. The clocks are delayed by 15 minutes, and I can tell you the actual clocks when when it's a bit more critical, because right now it's not really an issue. Like, okay, Anna has 1 hour and 24 minutes. Opponent has 1 hour and 23 minutes. In fact, he made a move. He played b5. So white to move again. So b5, as I said, yeah, he's trying to pull up a pawn storm on the queen side. It is b4 dislodging this knight. Now, usually, black has quite some pressure on the e4 pawn when he does that. Or, you know, so you play b4, you move this knight away, and then you do some operation in the center. But now, because we have played such an early g4, g5, the knight is no longer on f6, it's back all the way on d7. So this b4 will probably be less effective, where I can just reposition the knight to some square like e2 to g3 or something like that, or a4 to b6, that's also a move. Even b1 is considered. So let's say white castle is long, opponent goes b4. We can move the knight basically anywhere. And we're not really scared of this attack, because we have enough pieces here to defend our king, I would say. So long castles, I think, definitely a consideration, especially if we don't really know where to put this guy on. Yeah, maybe he wants to play a3, but I would be against such a move, because it provides a target for the black pawns as they're rolling down the board. So usually you don't want to move pawns in the side that that you are weaker on. So yeah, that's usually how it goes. Yeah, the cam is dead, unfortunately. We hope, of course, it comes back. I'm sure the people will tell me. We have some other people checking the cam as well, but I think it must be like an issue with their phone. Somehow it's either it's her phone or it's like the servers there, but it's unlikely to be the servers, because other streamers are broadcasting with their cam working. So yeah, I don't know. But at least we do have the live move, so we will not miss any of the action. Unfortunately, you won't be able to look at Anna during the game. You'll be stuck with me, but I mean, if you care about the chess game, it will be here. So these are the live moves. I miss the art. Yeah, unfortunately we can't do that, Blue Boy. It would be funny, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, so Anna castles long. Okay, I guess we're still in the opening, so probably this is still a theoretical position. We get our king to safety. A lot of the times white also will do a sidestep with the king, put it on b1 to get it off the semi-open c file. So basically Anna is trying to get a lead in development. In fact, I would say she already probably has a lead in development, trying to get the rooks into the game, the center of the board. And maybe the idea here is to push f4 and e5, f4 and f5, h4, h5, g6, as Blue Boy also said. This is also an idea. Although with the king in the center, it might not be as effective as it would be with the king side. I do like the move f4 in the future, gaining some space. On the king side, we might put this bishop on g2. especially if black puts a bishop on b7. We might have some e5, try to exploit some tactics between those two bishops. But okay, this is still quite a long way from happening. And it's actually black who needs to figure out where his pieces are going to go. Yeah, so black probably going to do something like bishop e7, but you have to be careful because that might hang g7. So yeah, you probably don't want to play there actually. Not sure how black develops here. Maybe bishop b7. That is, I guess, the most logical. But you see, black has quite a bit of a space problem. Like not enough maneuvering space for his pieces. So I think that we already have quite a better position from the opening, which is, I would say, kind of unusual. For Anna-Maja's games so far. Usually the opening doesn't go too well for her, but that is good, of course. It's a good change, a welcome change. Hello. Hi there, mate. Welcome. Doesn't look ideal for black's casting. Bishops are limited in movement. Exactly, yeah, black has some issues here that he will need to fix. And, yeah. Is that Anna in the corner of the Chestnut light? Well, I'm not sure. I can't watch that. But yeah, we had like 1 minute of video feed or something, and Anna was wearing some beautiful dress. Okay, we do have the prediction as well starting right now. Is this from the 6g4 Scheveningen? No, it's a Najdorf. Might have transposed. It was a Najdorf with bishop e3, e6, f3. Well, let me look at the moves actually. Okay. Yeah, bishop e3, e6, f3, knight c6, g4. That was what was played. Not sure how that is called. So yeah, 8th move g4, and then we went g5 as well. Just gaining some space. The kingside knight was pushed back to d7. I think white is already quite a little bit better. Bishop b7 is not on the board, by the way, so the actual position is here. Black to move. But I'm guessing this is a possible move. Not sure how else black can continue developing. The problem here is black eventually needs to get his king out of the center, so that won't be easy to do. So I'm already excited for the Najdorf recap. Yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun, especially it looks like Anna did well. On Discord at least, it appeared that she was having some troubles with preparing, but she has gotten a good position. Like, this is, like, if I was able to get this position out of the open Sicilian, play the open Sicilian every game. Like, usually, against the Najdorf, black has quite some very sharp lines that can lead to mutual complications. Here it just looks like we're a few tempi up in the attack. Like, we've played with great space in the center, we have great space in the king side. Black has this typical Najdorf a6 b5 structure, but black's pieces are not really that well placed for a queenside initiative, I would say. So if she wins, she'll improve those numbers she said against the Sicilian. That is true. Yeah, she was maybe struggling against the Sicilian, but yeah. Yeah, Scrooge is saying that probably we can't really get any video feed except if we physically access the phone. It's strange though, because it usually has worked, right? I mean, I remember um, in Romania, right? She was streaming with that, and it's worked fine. Although, no, in Romania, actually, she had a laptop there as well. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Anyway, let's not. Yeah, a 44% win rate with the Sicilian. So you actually have a worse rate. You're losing more than you're winning. Or do you mean as white against the Sicilian? Okay, black is still thinking on his move here. Oh, was black, okay. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, that might actually be above like average or about average, because white usually usually wins more than black. So 44% might not be too terrible, given that white wins like 53% of the game or something like that. Imagine we didn't even have access only Discord like earlier. I mean, if we had the cam, right, and we had like voice call, maybe it would be better. I don't know. But yeah, we are missing the legendary Blue Boy commentary. Actually, maybe Blue Boy can join. I don't know, since we have no cam anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Let's wait a minute for now. Why am I streaming League of Legends? Does this look like League of Legends? To me, it doesn't. Black is moving, pawn on b4, says Mikhail Livansky. I think that's Livansky. I've said this before and he didn't object to me pronouncing his name like that. But yeah, b4 is definitely a move. And then we will have to decide where to put the knight. So one idea here is to put the knight on e2, aiming for g3 or for f4. We have to be a bit careful because on f4 there is this pawn fork. The other idea is to put the knight on a4 and try to aim for the b6 square. Also, the knight on a4 slows down black's initiative. Black's idea here usually is to push this pawn as well, a4, a5, a4, a3, and knight to a4 will significantly slow that down. So yeah, so b4 definitely a move that her opponent might go for, but it shouldn't be much of a problem because the black has quite a lot of preparatory moves to make before he's able to have any sting in his attack. Like black will have to play like bishop b7, rook c8, maybe even bring this knight to c5, and yeah, quite a lot of moves. Blue is saying 92 is automatic. Yeah, 92 is also an option, of course. Like both moves are good, I think. Like it's a matter of taste. Like okay, black is playing a5. The problem here is that black might get some quick pawn advances, but we should be able to deal with them. I mean, here we can even actually play knight f4 because on e5 we'll have knight b5, and white is taking over on the center. Black will have to go back. And this position, believe it or not, the computer says it's already winning for white, despite the material being equal, because white is so much ahead in development, and basically it'll just crash through in the center in some way or another. So just bishop back to e3. Eventually we'll go like f4, even h4, h5. White is completely winning here. So 92 definitely is also an idea. Yeah, let's go back to the actual position. Let's see if black has made a move. He hasn't. So black's still thinking. He's already 10 minutes behind on the clock. But yeah, b4 is definitely not the only move here for black. Like, black can also play bishop to b7. Can play like h6, maybe, trying to get rid of this pawn. H6 is a bit risky, because again, you don't want to move pawns in the side where you're weaker, but it could be an idea. Another idea would be rook b8. It looks a little bit slow, but could also be an idea. Another idea could be moving this knight to e5 perhaps, or to c5. Although knight e5, I mean, just bishop e2 is what I would do, and preparing the move f4. So yeah. Camera left us. Yeah, we only had like for 2 minutes. I think we didn't even manage to record the handshake. It's unfortunate. I mean, it was better. The thing is, I'm not understanding like why it worked on some rounds. So far, it has worked fine on rounds 1, 2, and 5. It has left us on round 3 and 6, and today round 7. And in round 4, it left us, but it was the end of the game anyway. So we basically cut the entire game. But yeah, I'm not sure like why sometimes it does work, sometimes it doesn't. So again, I apologize for that. I'm not even sure if it's my problem or just the phone's problem. I'm like 80% sure it's the phone's problem, but yeah. What will it do for a thumbnail of this recap? I mean, she's not really using the stream video, is she? I think she just has the photographer taking pictures of her, which are not connected to the stream. So yeah. I mean, I don't know. There was some speculation, so I will apologize on behalf of Anna anyway. Like, this has never happened before, so not her fault. Okay, we're waiting for black to make a move, and he has. Okay, so after some think, b4 is the move played. So now we are left with a choice. So we could put this knight to a4, or we could put this knight to e2. Even knight back to b1 could be an idea, though it looks a little bit weird. The idea there would be to move to d2 and c4, maybe after some b3, but no, knight b1, I don't think it's necessary at all. We can melt my face, lol. So I think the main two moves are knight a4, knight e2. Now sometimes if the queen was on the e file, or the rook was on the e file, knight d5 might have also been possible. But here, knight d5 is not really worth it, I would say. White just takes, moves the bishop to e7, blocking the e file. And maybe white can take some pawns, but this position, white should not have enough compensation for the piece. So knight d5 is a thematic idea in the Sicilian, especially if your opponent plays b4, but here I think we just have to take it a little bit easier. Pull this knight to e2, or pull this knight on the queen side in a4 where it's safe. And yeah, just tell black, you know, how are you going to develop? Are you going to play bishop b7? Are you going to play bishop e7, sacrificing this pawn? Black is a little bit stuck, so yeah. And Anna has chosen knight to a4, so I guess blue boy is a little bit disappointed. He wanted to see this knight coming towards the king side to e2, g3, or e2, f4, but the knight in a4 actually stands perfectly fine. And it's, as I said, it's slowing down black's attack, because this knight cannot be dislodged by a pawn. It's a side effect of pushing b5, b4. Now the a4 pawn cannot be attacked by a pawn. So black, in order to to get rid of this knight, we probably have to move the bishop either like this, or move this knight away and play bishop to d7. And after an eventual b3, the knight can just go back to b2 and from there to c4, which will put pressure on the d6 square. So knights on the rim are grim is the saying that this knight on the rim is actually pretty good, because it's not stuck there. Unlike if you watched yesterday's game, where Anna had a knight stuck on h5, and it was a bit problematic for her to get it out of h5. Eventually she moved it back to f6. This is not like this game. This knight can very easily reposition itself, and it's not a problem at all for that. Yeah, so knight a4 sad, think knight a3. Yeah, I mean, Dermate is a big fan of this e4 c5 knight a3 opening, these Viaginch of Sicilian, or however it's called. Yeah, we didn't see that here. I think going for the open Sicilian is actually like a smart choice. Like, opponent is a bit older, so he's probably not one of these people who, you know, will do intensive preparation before the game. So it makes sense, I would say, to go for the open Sicilian. And, you know, you're not scared of preparation. You're just going to play an open game, get the position to some tactical fight, and outplay the opponent there. So it makes sense. Oh, it's called the Kronberger Sicilian. Interesting. Okay, thank you for the name. Okay, so black is thinking after knight a4. What could be the opportunities? Now, the side effect of b4 as well is that this pawn is now attacked. We didn't talk about that. Like, this pawn could eventually be taken as well. So black might want to play a5 to just defend it. I'm not sure white queen can take the pawn, because there will probably be counterplay with the move d5, opening up the bishop from f8 to the queen on b4. On the other hand, I'm not sure if black wants to play d5, because that opens the center and the king is in the center. So again, black has quite a few problems to solve here, and I'm not sure if he sacrifices the pawn on d4, or yeah, or like something else. If I was black here, I would consider this move, just a5, just making sure that pawn is not hanging, and then maybe I would try to play something like bishop b7, bishop c6, try to kick this knight away from a4 and continue with a4, a3. Now this plan might be a little bit too slow until I remove the knight from a4. You might already have, you know, pushed f4, f5 and checkmated me. But yeah, I don't really see a better plan for black, because black has to somehow get you know, untangle, develop his pieces. Bishop b7 is very risky. Like, this bishop on d4 is actually standing very, very good here. You don't really want to play e5, right? I mean, e5... Actually, black could consider e5, but... yeah. Could consider e5, because the knight doesn't really have a clear path to d5. b6 is covered, and c3 is also covered by this pawn. So e5 could be a consideration. But on the other hand, e5 here is already an admittance that your e6 setup was kind of a mistake, because against bishop e3, I'm pretty sure e5 is a move, right? So you can go e5, right? So a lot of Najdorf guys, they usually are split into two categories: the guys who like to go e5 after a6, the guys who like to go e6 and play these Scheveningen structures. I think that's how you pronounce, right? I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so they're split into these two categories. But usually, if you play e6, you don't want to go with e5. So e5 I don't think the opponent will go for. Let's see, we have a move, and we do. Okay, so opponent is already down to 1 hour and 7 minutes. He played rook to b8. That was the move chosen. So defending the pawn on b4 so that it's not hanging to the queen. And making the rook a little bit more active. So, okay, now it's white's turn again. Again, it's not clear where the pieces want to go for white. So, obviously at some point you want to move this bishop. So bishop e2 could be start here. You also have to maybe do some ideas like maybe b3 is a good idea, like especially now that we put a rook on b8, b3 makes a little bit more sense. Knight is coming back to b2 c4. That is the idea. Also, we're again stopping the black initiative. Another move white could consider is like king b1. Now, if you don't want to make moves on the queen side, you can also gain a little bit more space on the king side with h4, h5. So basically, white has a bunch of choices here, and pretty much everything is good. Like, it's not like black is threatening anything. As long as you make a normal move, you're good. Yeah, h4 is perfectly fine, I think. It's just a matter of where do you want to lead the game to. So we can definitely go for h4, h5 and try, so after rook b8, black has lost the right to castle long. It was very unlikely you'd castle long anyway. But, at least we know that this king cannot move 2 squares to this side. So if we could attack this side and open it up as well, we would make sure that black's king will stay in the center, and then the only side that would be left to attack would be the center with some f4, f5 ideas. So h4 is definitely a move that makes sense here. I would say that try to say that, what, black's plan is very slow, but and we're faster. Now I would be a little bit again. This is coming for black, right? So the move b3 I think is always useful, but we can play it later. We can play it if black plays bishop b7. They need one more move to play bishop c6. So if black plays bishop b7, then maybe we can go then with b3. So that on bishop c6 we have knight b2. That is the idea. But yeah, h4 also definitely possible. Definitely possible here. So Anna has gone for a different move. She actually played that pretty quickly. I think she is trying to gain a bit of a time advantage. It has, as we have seen, it has been her strategy against low rateds. She played the move king b1. So, this is the type of move that he probably want to play anyway. It has been a GM saying that long castle should be 2 moves. Should be long castle and then king b1. So the king is almost always safer on b1 than on c1. So always a good idea. Especially when most likely it's not gonna be same side castling, because as I said, black can't castle queenside anymore. So it's either going to be attacking an uncastled king or opposite side castling, which we're very well prepared for. And of course, this also keeps black second guessing as to what our plan is. So black doesn't know yet if we're going for h4, if we're going for f4. So it's a useful move, can't hurt us, can only help us. And we're waiting for black to show a little bit of his cards. And depending on what black does, we will choose basically our next move, which I think is a very good approach. Like this king b1 also played very fast. You're telling black, especially as you see that black has already spent more than a couple minutes on each move. So you know that black is definitely out of book and probably doesn't really have a clear plan in his mind on how to continue here. So You keep him second guessing, you play this nice, simple, useful moves, and yeah, it will be on black to see how to continue. So Bluebo says the clock really hurts her in the end game. I mean, I wouldn't say so. Like, okay, of course, yesterday against the GM, she had to make move 40 with like 10 seconds of the clock, but I would say this is more like an unlucky moment. Like, her time management has been great, especially against the low-rated players. Like, I think this is the fourth 1900 player that she's played. Maybe even the fifth. Wait. Yeah, maybe it's like the fifth. And against all of them, she has built quite a time advantage, which was not always the case. So I would say, playing against the GM is quite different. Like, it makes sense to use your entire 90 minutes against the Grandmaster. You will need them. But yeah. Alberta saying Anna-Maja was 7 moves late to play G4, but I appreciate she did. Yeah, he's a Grob fan. Shout out Alessia Santeramo, also a fan of the Grob. Is it too soon in North GM to say she'll be the guy because she's old? I mean, yeah, older guys also like to take their time, right? They often get on time trouble. Okay, so black has moved and white has moved. So we have moves. I'm too excited to talk to you guys that I'm missing the moves. But anyway, bishop b7 was what black chose. And as predicted, black is threatening bishop c6. So Anna-Maja smartly going with b3 here. So that if bishop c6, we will put this knight back on b2. So the computer already thinks white is much better here. Again, because black is a little bit stuck. Okay, you played bishop c6, I go back. What is next? You can try maybe a5. But again, you're starting a pawn storm while being completely undeveloped. I can't help but think this will backfire somehow. I don't really know exactly how right now. But yeah, I can't really see a pawn storm succeeding. We can actually see what will happen. So let's see. Black goes bishop c6. We will go knight b2. And black goes a5. How would we continue here? Thing is, black really doesn't have enough firepower to attack us here. So I guess we could just continue with some move like h4. Black plays a4. I mean, we can even just ignore it, right? We can just go like h5. And the point is that black's attack is non-existent, really. Like, okay, black might take on b3. We will take like this. Where is the attack? Like, if you go something like queen a5, there's always knight c4. Knight is ready to go here and cover the defense of the queen against a2. And we are threatening the move h6, which might be quite important, especially the bishop on d4, pushing up this h pawn all the way up. So I do like this b3 move, and I think that black doesn't really have any attack here on the queen side. Basically, we've stopped the queen side expansion of black, and now I guess it's time to go, like Blue Boy said, for the move h4, h5, h6. So shouldn't say hi to Grove players. The fifth 1900, I'm counting 1897 as, yeah, exactly. So at least we can say that she got a great commentator to commentate on 1900 games, because I'm also in that range. In fact, I might have the exact same rating with her opponent. No, maybe I'm a couple points higher. I think I'm 1944. But yeah, it's funny that a lot of people in the 1900 range getting paired against Anna-Maja in this tournament. She is farming them so far. She has 3 wins and a draw against them. And we hope for the 4th win today. Okay, so b3. Bishop c6 is on the board actually. So we're expecting very soon. And I will slide the knight back to b2. Screws, no, it's not your fault. Come on. Technical problems is never like one person's fault. Unless that person is me. And usually they are my fault. But you're definitely not the one to blame. Let's move this a little bit to the right, by the way. So that there isn't any black on the right side. I blame all the children at the iPhone factory. Yes, guys, let's just blame Apple. Let's just say that if Anna had an Android phone, that wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I definitely support that. Okay, I'm not sure why she hasn't played knight b2 yet, considering she's made all the previous moves immediately. I don't see any other move here, because I don't think you can leave this knight here. Maybe she's considering taking the pawn, but that looks a little bit too risky, doesn't it? I mean, maybe it has some merit. You know, when your opponent leaves a pawn hanging, you can always take it. Maybe the idea is, you know, bishop takes a4, b takes a4. This bishop can go to b5, and we are still blunting the b file down. So maybe this is like, you know, why not take a pawn while you can, and it's not like black has any attack. So maybe bishop takes a6 is a consideration here, but for me this is like an insta move knight b2. Maybe she's just making sure that a5, a4 isn't working. Hello Vlad, and thank you again for the live feed of the moves. Yeah, Bax is joining me in the blaming Apple thing. All the mods are here inside. Wow. I see Giant Pixels, I see Bax, Screws, Blue Boy. Only Oli and Super Ginger are missing. E5, knight b2, e5. Okay. CB2. You're also pro. I'm assuming Jquad is Spanish and he is like, is it called caballo in Spanish? Bax can confirm. So caballo b2 and then e5 has been suggested. But I think we can just slide the bishop back to e3 and this is fine. Like, I mean, again, we wasted the move playing e6 and then e5. The d5 square is very weak. And also we can later play f4, kind of targeting this pawn. We can still go with our plan of h4, h5 as well. I don't see how that helps black at all. Maybe it helps him a little bit to develop, that is true. But first of all, now our bishop has a beautiful square on c4. And secondly, okay, we help black to untangle and castle, but as soon as he castles, we're going to attack him. And this looks very, very dangerous. g6 is coming, especially the bishop on c4. We've covered before on the stream that with the bishop on c4, g6 square is often a focal point of attack. So yeah, e5 definitely a common knight of plan, but I'm not sure how much it helps. Black in this situation. So I'm expecting knight b2. Here Anna-Maja is still thinking. She hasn't played, but yeah. Caballo, not caballo. Okay, caballo. Sorry. Is the cam like permanently dead? I mean, it was working for like 2 minutes, and then it died. And we know that it's not like it's not my internet. That's the problem, because none of the mods can also access the cam. So yeah, you can also thank the man who is giving us the live feed, Zibit. So yeah, Caballo. Okay, I will say Caballo from now on. I want the bishop out of the Fiend Kettle in order to attack with black. Oh, so you want the bishop out of this long diagonal? I think that's what you mean. Black squares are weaker without the bishop. Ah, so you want to attack on the dark squares here? Is that what you mean? But in order to attack there, you must have a piece that can go there. I guess the queen could go to a3, but this bishop can't really join. Especially if you play e5, then this bishop becomes really locked. So I would say, yeah, that's very creative, but you don't really have enough pieces to make it work. So is Zibit a real name? Probably not. His real name is Ingvar Thor, which is a very Viking name. But yeah, I mean, he's isn't his Twitch like the Chess Viking or something like that? Okay, so Anna's still thinking after bishop c6. I'm very surprised. I guess he might be, all this is probably just, Anna is fighting against her pawn grabbing instinct. Because otherwise, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Knight c5 and a5, a4. Okay, so let's look at some attacking plans for black. Since J-Coach is contemplating those. So he's saying, okay, knight b2. And then he wants to kick this bishop away. Bishop b3. Okay. And now he wants to play knight c5 and a5, a4. Okay, so this is his plan. So for now, let's say that we ignore it. Let's say we go with h4, right? So this is our move, and he goes a5. We go, what could be a good move here? We could go like bishop c4, let's say, and white goes a4. So, okay, we continue to ignore it. I play h5. I've made a lot of moves that have nothing to do with your plan. I don't really see, again, this is a problem of not having enough pieces. So, let's say you open a file here. I will always be able to take with the c pawn. Yeah, where's the attack? I don't see it. I see white is crashing through with the move g6. And black really doesn't have much to show for it, really. Like, even if black goes on the a file, there is always the move knight d3, which will open up the queen's defense of a2. And if you want to attack on the dark squares, again, you'll have to bring this bishop somehow. I don't think this bishop can actually ever reach the long diagonal here. So this is very hard to attack with black here. Yeah, so this is what is the problem. And white has actually all the ideas of attacking here with the move g6. So this is, I mean, yeah, it looks like you're making progress, but you aren't really getting anywhere near to attacking white's king. So computer says bishop takes a6 best move, second best knight b2. I think around 90% of players will play knight b2. They're not suicidal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, knight b2 for me is an automatic move, so I'm surprised she has not already gone for it. And this is the live position, unless the latest feed is down. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Anna is thinking for so long here. And the opponent has 1 hour and 2 minutes, and Anna-Maja has 1 hour and 5 minutes. So the last move played was bishop c6, and I would expect knight b2 to be an instant move here. So yeah. I love that every time I unpause the stream, white bar gets higher and higher. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's hard to play with black. Like, this position is... White can just... You know, white has blocked the queen side and basically gets a free hand on the king side with h4, h5. So this is how it's going. No problem, Jaquads. Yeah, and thank you for the interesting suggestion. So yeah, what we think that Anna is contemplating is, I think she's trying to resist the urge of taking this pawn, but I don't think there is any reason to go pawn grabbing. I mean, yeah, sure, we can take the pawn, probably be up a pawn without compensation, but is a pawn going to decide the outcome of this game? Probably not, right? Most games are not decided by one extra pawn. Like, remember yesterday's evening game against GM Praneeth Vupala, Anna did kind of sacrifice a pawn early in the game. Later she took it back. And the game was decided much later. And it was not decided by a pawn. It was decided by an entire tactical sequence that left white up a bishop. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay, people are talking about beards in the chat. Interesting. What did I find on bishop takes a6, rook a8? I mean, I didn't really look that deep into it. We can do that now. Bishop takes a6. Yeah, rook a8 is definitely a valid idea. I guess the bishop will probably need to be defended there, like queen d3 maybe, or queen e2. Okay, computer didn't like queen d3 for some reason, but the whole thing is that if black takes here, we can always go back to b5, so that shouldn't really be a problem. So I think, yeah, knight b2 should be automatic, as Vlad is saying, but I'm a bit worried because she has spent 20 minutes, so if the feed is still live, which I see no reason why it wouldn't be, then she's having quite a deep thought. Now, can there be any other moves that she's considering? No, right? There is no reason to leave this knight on a4. And yeah, just the low bishop takes a4 for no reason. I don't think there's any reason to do it. Could it be this is trying to fix the cam and we have completely ignored that because I'm not having the cam on the advert? So if someone still has the cam link, maybe can they check? It's a wild idea, but yeah. Because knight b2 should really be being played instantly. So I'm not sure. I have a suspicion that either the feed is broken or something is really off, because you wouldn't take that much time on knight b2 here, I think, if you're a good player. I think knight b2 is pretty automatic. Like, if I was white here, I would think maybe 1 minute and play knight b2. So I'm very surprised by the time spent in this position. But maybe, yeah, bishop takes a6 is that tempting for some people. I don't know. So on the live feed, it appears that, let me refresh it again. It appears that Anna is now down to 1 hour and 1 minute. And that must mean she's been thinking for about 15 minutes in the game. So Hag Apple. Why? I guess Screws wants to find opportunities to roast me. But I do think I'm correct here. Like, I do think I find no reason for white to think for 15 minutes here and not play knight b2 immediately, especially since her last move, right? I mean, her last move was b3. So she played b3 to play knight b2. Surely. Surely. So I'm wondering, either the broadcast is broken. Chess.com's broadcast should now have go top. Because the... Yeah. So either the DGT is broken or Anna is really taking that long. What does Evil think if we take the free pawn? So Evil thinks both moves are good. So Evil thinks this is also fine. Which, okay, it may be a little bit worse than knight b2, but because we are opening some files, right? As we said earlier, like with the pawn on a5, black doesn't really have any attack. Here we've kind of opened a file, and as some in the chat said earlier, rook a8, for instance, could be a move, and yeah, something like queen e2. You can see how black might be able to master some counterplay here. Like this position, okay, we will go here. But this position is a little bit more chaotic than position with after knight b2. Like there's no need for us to ruin our pawn structure because okay, we do have an extra pawn, but the extra pawn is doubled on a4. Okay, it's a passed pawn, but for now it's not really helping that much. Is our plan really to trade queens here and win an endgame? I wouldn't say so. I would say the plan is basically to attack on the king side. So knight b2 and just go h4, h5, h6. This would be a classic. I mean, I don't play the open Sicilian that often, and when I do, I definitely don't go for English attack. But I know that much. I know that, you know, when you've blocked the queen side and you're attacking on the king side, white is better. So I think Anna-Maja knows much more than that. So I'm very surprised that she's not going for this immediately. Black threatens to develop. Yeah, this is some memes that are from long ago. Anna winning? I mean, yeah, we hope so. Okay, I wouldn't say she's winning yet, but she definitely has a very good position. And yeah, fingers crossed. This is her 7th game. She's currently, I believe, she's losing like 1 or 2 rating, so some negligible amount of rating. So if she wins the game, she will be back on plus elo, and looking good going into the final 2 rounds, which will probably determine you know, the result of this tournament. Okay, so at least we know that the live feed is not broken. So Anna thought for how much? Okay, that is impressive to me. Screws was right to roast me, but Anna did think for 18 minutes on this move. So she thought for 18 minutes and took the pawn on a6. This is like, I don't care about the attack. Free pawn, give me a pawn. I want to win, you know, the layman's way. You know, taking a pawn, trading everything. Perhaps not. But yeah, this is a bit strange, right? I mean, I think the consensus of the chat says that, yeah, why not knight b2? They agree with me, right? So this is definitely a move we'll have to ask her about later. Because bishop takes a6. Okay, free pawn is a free pawn, but it opens up some lines. Now, what I'm guessing is she's not afraid. She's not afraid of this. She's not afraid of bishop takes a4 either. And yeah. Oh wow, some people saying they wouldn't have thought of taking an a6 instantly. Okay, so maybe it is a debate. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, and I don't know. For me, like knight b2 looks so natural. Okay, but since chat is split, I will respect the chat decision. And yeah, and say that both moves were fine. I mean, look at the evil bar, right? It's mostly white, so we're happy. We're happy. A4 bishop b5 construction is very solid. You can, yeah, I think that's what Anna is thinking as well. So she's thinking, you know, if black takes an a4, I'll take the pawn, put the bishop on b5. What is black gonna do, right? Is he sacrificing the exchange on b5? Probably not. That looks very far-fetched. Now, as long as I have this bishop, the dark squares are fine. So even sacrificing the exchange shouldn't be that much of a concern. So we just take the pawn and we continue. So we basically are up a pawn and we continue the attack. So bishop takes c6 is not a bad move. And I guess you want to take the opportunity to take a free pawn and then continue. So okay, so black has we have more moves. Black has played queen to a5. Queen to a5. And yeah, that was a bit what I was worried about. Like, black is not forced to take an a4 right away and allow bishop b5. So here our bishop is attacked and we probably can't put it on b5 anymore because, yeah, so we probably have to go back maybe to c4 and then black wins the pawn back and bishop goes to b3. White's probably still better, but okay, the extra pawn is gone. We do have a powerful bishop pair though, so white is still, I would say, even much better. And again, the problems for black remain. So the problems for black are these pawns are going to be unstoppable in the near future. Like, this position might even be practically winning for white. I don't see a way to stop this bishop pair from eventually raking through the black king side. So, but the thing is, again, why did we take a pawn to you know, to give it back later? Queen e2, says Blue Boy. So queen e2 is also a move. Now here we have to be a little bit careful because this pawn is no longer defended by the queen. So you moved away your queen, you're no longer protecting this pawn. Now, does black want to take? I don't know. Maybe not, because we get rook g1. But we have to think about that. We're defending this bishop. Black is starting to have some bits of threats. Like bishop takes a4 is also a threat. Yeah, I don't know. Queen e2 is also a good move. Like, again, this is a position in which black objectively does not have any play. As long as we don't make a huge mistake, white will always be better. Even if that doesn't mean being a pawn up necessarily, even if it means, yeah. So the additional detail here, and Anna, by the way, played the move. So the position is queen a5, she played the move bishop to c4. So the additional detail is here is that in order to get back the pawn, black has to give the bishop pair. So, and this is probably what is going to win us the game here. So if black goes for bishop a4, ba4, queen a4, we play bishop b3, and as I said, the bishop pair will be extremely powerful there. Now, is there a problem with it? Oh, okay, you don't use chat. So chat can guide Ingvar. Hello, by the way. Other two games today as well? No, this is the only game today. So. So bishop c4 has been played, and yeah, now, so what we're saying is that if black wants to take a4, then we go bishop b3. Another move for black though, like black does not really have to take an a4 immediately. That's the thing. So black can maybe prepare this in some way. For instance, I like the look of rook to c8 here, like putting some more questions to white. Rook c8, the idea is that after bishop a4, ba4, this bishop will be hanging. So I'm not sure what we do after rook c8. Maybe we go queen e2. Just the move that Blue Boy wanted earlier, or queen d3. Black doesn't really have to take on a4, is my concern. You can play something else, but eventually you either have to take or go down a pawn. So, well, looking also at the evaluation, but my hunch is that here white should be fine, even if black tries to delay that. And okay, so players here is making a move. He hasn't thought much about that. He wants to recapture the pawn. He played bishop takes a4 without much thinking, so we're expecting b takes a4, queen takes a4, and bishop b3. I think this would be almost automatic. Actually, bishop b3 is maybe not forced. We can keep the bishop on c4 for the time being. But bishop b3 is a nice consolidation move. Okay, I told Anna, but not sure if it can be fixed for this round. She doesn't know what is working. Yeah, guys, it's okay. I think. I mean, we'll figure it out, I guess, after for the final 2 rounds. Thank you for your help, by the way. So let me type that in chat since it is muted. Okay. And thank you for your help with the live feed. So yeah, this position is now on the board. The situation is 55 minutes for Anna-Maja, 59 minutes for the opponent. So black is actually up on time, but is that going to help him much? I don't think so, because this bishop pair, this will be a game featuring the power of the bishop pair. So yeah, this bishop pair is basically unstoppable here, in my opinion. Like, as long as we open up some front on the king side or in the center, these bishops will really. I mean, look at how coordinated they are. Like, look at how many. It's basically like a minefield. That how many squares are controlled by these bishops. So, should I prevent rook b5? What is the point of rook b5? Like, do you want and the bishops serve defensive tasks as well. So look at that. Like, the bishops are also defending the white queen side. So if you go like rook b5, rook a5, I mean, a2 is always defended. This dark squares are always defended. So yeah, rook b5. I don't know. So here's the question: do we want to spend a move on bishop b3 to kick the queen out of a4, or do we want to go h4 or f4 and start our attack immediately? Anna is probably thinking on that. This is taking quite a bit of time. Finally, my h4, h5 will be played. I mean, I think f4 is a good move, h4 is a good move. Everything is a good move. Like, this is a position in which we have both a static advantage and a dynamic advantage. So we're close to winning. I think this is one of this type of position in which the computer will give some evaluation like +3. Even if the material is equal. Well, it's not equal because the bishop pair is actually a material aspect. So we're a little bit ahead because of the bishop pair. We have a lot more space than the opponent. And we have a lot better pieces than the opponent. Like, we've connected the rooks. The opponent's rook is still on h8. The bishop is still blocked on f8. The knight is still passive on d7. Black's queen is probably the only active piece. Even the rook is blocked by this pawn. So, in the meantime, all of our pieces are active. This battery is x-raying d6. This bishop is attacking g7, preventing this bishop from going to e7. This rook is probably the only piece that still can be improved, but it can also be improved by moving pawns to h4, h5. So, yeah, I think both pawn moves are fine here. Both pawn moves are great. Bishop b3 is also a candidate move. And yeah, white has an amazing position. It's move 19, by the way, so there's not much time trouble issues. Both players have been playing quite quickly, in fact. So I guess we wouldn't see that much of a time scramble unless black, facing a difficult defensive task, spends a lot of time. But yeah. Vlad says, I don't like bishop b3 in view of knight c5 later. So you say the bishop is better placed on c4 because black might want to play here, and that attacks our bishop. Now I would say, okay, we can probably still live with it. Take c takes b3, and we still have a better bishop than our opponent. But of course, in light of keeping the bishop pair, I would say it is quite good. So yeah, position is it's very good for white, regardless. Bishop is not really in trouble on c4. It's not like white will ever go b3 because we can definitely take it. We can actually even take it with a pawn. No, not even need to take it with a bishop. And the bishop on c4, d5 is never a problem. We can always take it. This opens up more lines towards black's king. Basically, black has massive problems here. So yeah. Plot twist, Anna's actually using the phone to play TT on the side. That would be funny. That's why we have no cam, and that's why it's taking so long on her moves, right? That explains both. I think Fly You Fools has got it. Has caught us. Hopefully Anna thinks about her game, is not distracted with a silly cam not working. Yeah. I mean, judging by her position, she doesn't seem distracted. Like, she's focused, she's playing the best move so far. And yeah, I would say it's okay. Okay, let's see YouTube chat. Yeah, not really much going on there. But hello to YouTube chat, I'm also watching you. Streak. Okay, Scrooge is trolling with the streak command. Unless it does work for feeder games as well. Imagine if it did for live feeder games. That would be great. But yeah. Hello Matthew, welcome to the stream. Okay, do we have a move? We do. Okay, so Anna has chosen the move f4. So she doesn't like Bluebird's plan of h4. She prefers to open up the center, f5, prevent also the move knight e5, which might have been a choice. And this is move 19. Move 19 is f4. Now it's black to move. And the time situation, I'm sorry for not updating you on that. Anna has 50 minutes and Blaze has 57. So Blaze is a little bit ahead on time, but he will need that time because his position is already becoming very difficult to defend. I'm pretty sure he can already see what is coming. White is gaining more and more space. Her pawns are now connected, so they're stronger together, and he always will have to calculate f5, e5, all these ideas. Now, is white threatening directly any of them? So let's see. Let's say that black makes a random move, right? Let's say that black makes a random move. I don't even know what a random move could be. That doesn't weaken the position. Okay, let's say that black makes the move knight to c5. That looks kind of normal. You see the evil bar already jumping up and down. It's the 19th, by the way, not the 20th. Yeah, I said move 19. Yeah, so was it queen a5, bishop c4, bishop takes a4, ba4, queen a4? Yes, that were the correct moves. So knight c5. Thank you for the sub, by the way, Kobuki. And yeah, knight c5. Let's say black makes a normal move. So white here can already consider bishop takes, d takes, f5, I think. And this already, I think this pawns are very weak. You might say, why did I trade the bishop for black's knight? Well, a good thing to know, good rule of thumb, is that opposite color bishops are good for the side that is attacking. So we can do this and basically attack on the light squares. Use e6 as the main target, d7 might also be a weak square, especially if the queen leaves. The queen basically has to protect d7, otherwise queen d7 will be checkmate. F7 might also be a target of attack. And at any moment we can even switch it up a little bit. And, you know, try to go like queen f4 or something like that. Like white has an amazing position here. So let's see. So f4, f5 is definitely enough. After knight c5, bishop takes f5, I think, is a good idea. Black is still thinking, so he hasn't played knight c5, but I think this is pretty much the only natural move that black can come up with, right? So yeah. Oh, Ingvar is trying to provide us with a video source link. What's the best way to provide me a cam feed? I have no clue. I mean, I guess if you try to put it as to put it on a server somewhere, and then I can take it as a browser link or as a media link. In both options, but you have to put it somewhere online, right? I mean, I don't think a Zoom call is a good idea, because that would be, you know, another program running on top of already all the programs I have. So I don't know. In the meantime, we'll wait for black to make a move. Then you can you add application capture to Zoom? I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Like, too many applications. Your stream might be laggy then. Yeah, or a Discord call, same problem. I mean, right now the stream is not lagging at all, because I only have the chess.com and my cam. But if you add another thing, it might be, yeah. Okay, so black's still thinking. What else can he play apart from knight c5? Let's think. Because bishop e7, again, this is impossible. Not that it will help. Like, this is the problem. Like, even if you made 3 moves in a row, right? I don't see how black is getting out of this bind. Maybe knight b6 could be a move. Like knight b6. Try to get a knight onto a4 and c3. That could be an interesting idea. But again, we might be able to just take this. Like, I really want to take this, play f5, and start opening up the light squares. This might be an idea. So yeah, white, but black's definitely having a very difficult task. The words test.com and not lagging don't normally go hand in hand. That's true, yeah. I mean, this is not a bullet game, so, you know, even if the chess.com page has like 1 second lag, it's still not a problem. So black's still contemplating his move. He's down to 51 minutes. So Anna-Maja is equal on time now. What else could black do? How hard is for me to join a Zoom link and grab the feed from there? I mean, it's not hard for me to do it. I'm just afraid it might lag the stream. So I have to open Zoom as well. We can try it though. If the link is ready, we can try it. But I think, guys, we could like I don't know. I mean, I feel like this game is gonna be over soon for some reason. Um, but maybe better to not disturb the players too much. Yeah, unless the Tsar really wants to see Anna. I mean, we will have Anna on call later after the game anyway. But unless the Tsar really wants to see, you know, camera feed, we could leave it for tomorrow and think about how to make it best. I really appreciate the help, of course, but yeah. Hurry up and get the stream going so we can see the last move, yeah. This is a different cam than the main one Anna uses from what I understand, so there will be no disturbance near the board. Okay, I mean, we can try it out. We can try it out, surely. But I wish it worked as well. So, if you set something up, just tell me and I will join, basically. And if the stream lags, I guess we just run without it. By the way, we do have a move. In the meantime, black put the queen back to c6. So queen's now attacking the bishop, and we have to think about, do we go like bishop back to b3? Do we defend queen to e2? Something like this. So queen to c6. We didn't really talk about this move, but he's trying to get the queen also maybe back on defense, to defend a little bit on the light squares, maybe also protect the c5 square for an eventual knight c5 maneuver. So I would say queen c6 is actually a good move. He has managed to find a good move. Of course, the position is still very, very hard to play for him, but yeah, right. Queen c6 also attacking this pawn on e4, so the move queen e2, I think, defending both c4 and e4 comes into mind. Also preparing f5, because e takes f5 will not be a good idea on account of e takes f5 with check. So Anna thinking now about her move. Apart from queen e2, maybe queen d3 is also possible. I like the extra idea of queen e2 looking at the king in case of a potential f5. Is bishop e3 bad just to stop the lone pawn? So let's say she goes bishop b3. Wait. Yeah. Let's say she goes bishop b3. So first of all, we have to think about this, but okay, maybe this is not an issue because we can always like sacrifice this pawn, go rook to e1 and f5 later, just open up. So maybe this is also an idea, bishop b3. The problem might be, as Vlad said earlier, that yeah, that knight c5 might be an issue here. So okay, so mods have provided me with a Zoom link. Let me try and join that. Hopefully it doesn't crash the stream. Okay, let me see if we can solve this on stream, guys. I will update you with the boards in time. So Anna has played. Wait, yeah. Anna has played here. Anna has played the move queen e2, which is the best move. So queen e2, opening the e file, protecting both c4 and e4, and the idea here is to play the move f5. So we're basically attacking on the light squares. We're doing an amazing job. Yeah. Okay. People are saying some stuff in chat. I'm not gonna share. Sure to mute Zoom audio. How do I do that? Let me join. Okay. Does I need to sign up or sign in? Interesting. Do I need to set up an account? Okay, no. Okay, hopefully this stream is still fine, by the way. Let me... Okay, I'm not joining audio. And now I'm supposed to be able to capture this. Okay, let me do that. How do I do that? Like window capture, maybe? I don't think it lets me capture. It's just a white screen. I can't see the screen on my end. It's a different. It's yeah. It's far away from Anna's board. But I cannot really capture it because it's just a white screen. I think Zoom doesn't allow you to use display capture. So this must be a Zoom problem. Yeah, Anna's game is in the back. I can see it. I look like a lo-fi boy. Oh, cause I put the yeah, but I don't think Zoom allows you to capture it, unfortunately, unless I have the wrong. Maybe I should have this. No, this is black. No. Yeah, I don't think that works, guys. You have to give me like an HTTP source. Yeah. So I think even if we yeah, it's also too far away. Like even if I could capture it, you wouldn't see much. Like it's another board and Anna's board is on the background. Okay. Sunny in Greece right now. Yeah, so I guess we'll leave it for another time. I really thank you for the idea though, but I don't think it's working. So I'm gonna leave the meeting. Yeah, Zoom doesn't really allow you to capture it, I think. Okay, people are giving me a different link. Let me try that. Okay, let me update you with moves in the meantime. I'll try in 3 minutes. Let me update you with some moves. Knight c5 has been played by black, so this was the move. And again, I'm okay. So the idea, I guess, here is that after bishop takes c5, queen will capture on c5. So that was the idea of queen c6. Also, maybe some ideas against e4. I wonder what happens if white plays f5. So yeah, it looks like black's king is getting caught in the center here. Like f5. Not sure if queen takes e4 is possible. Queen takes e4. How does white win here? Actually, this is very interesting. I mean, I'm kind of conflicted here between trying to capture the camera and trying to analyze the game. Hello, Desjin. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think we'll give up on the Zoom thing. Yeah, I think that's best because the game is spicing up, and I mean, even if we did have the screen, like I did see the screen, but it was very little of the board was visible, so I don't think it's a worthwhile. I mean, I don't think it's a worthwhile addition. I think we should just focus on the game. So, did Anna look happy? She looked like she was thinking. So, okay. So the mods have decided. The mods are also saying let's focus on the game. Okay. So again, but really thank you to Ingvar for the help. Like, thank you for trying to help us out. But yeah, we'll see tomorrow. We'll see how we can make it better. Because yeah, this is I understand this is not ideal to have no cam. We'll try our best to solve the issues for the last 2 rounds. Okay. By the way, it didn't seem like it was causing a problem on the stream, right? There was no lag, so Zoom might be an idea for tomorrow, but for today we'll leave it. I didn't see any lag on my end. So, okay, so let's see. Knight c5. Anna is thinking. She's got 41 minutes. Opponent has got 46. Okay, that's for the clock situations. So what could we be considering here? White to move. So first move we could be considering is what happens if we take on c5. Black is probably going to take back with the queen. And then we can play the move f5, trying to attack on the light squares. Taking is very bad, of course. If e takes f5, this will come with check. Black's probably having to move the king because bishop e7 there is f6. And after king d8, I guess we can just go rook h to e1. Bishop cannot move back to e7. This would be just completely winning for white. So this is definitely a plan. Now after f5, black is not forced to take. Black can play another move, such as, I don't know, bishop e7 perhaps, but that would just hang the pawn on e6. So we're at least picking up a pawn here. Maybe what black can try to defend somehow because of opposite colored bishops, but I think this is quite unlikely. Quite unlikely here. Like white basically in all lines, like white is just better. So this is definitely a consideration. Again, the opposite colored bishops is not really a problem, but yeah. Now another idea which has been suggested in the chat is to go f5 immediately. So just don't care about the knight and just go f5. And this is a bit more this is a bit riskier because the pawn on e4 can be captured. We have to calculate some lines more, but it does look like white comes out on top in pretty much every line. So let's calculate some lines together. Queen takes e4 was suggested earlier. I said what happens if this, because obviously we don't really want to trade queens. So if we go queen takes e4, knight takes e4, we have lost much of our advantage. We've traded the queens, yeah, like this is, I mean, black is also moving the knight to c3, so this doesn't really help us. So we have to do something else, and probably that something else is this bishop to b5 check, giving a check to the king. Black cannot go back to d7 because that would hang the queen, so black has to move the king or sacrifice the exchange, which would probably also be losing. Yeah, king to d8. I think that just loses a piece to bishop takes c5. So yeah, black basically cannot take on e4, or he loses a piece. So queen takes e4 not possible, and that makes f5 much more promising than you can start it off. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. Okay, and f5 has been played, by the way. So this is the live position. F5 has been played. Apparently it is the best move. Okay, what about the other capture, knight e4? So knight e4 does not threaten as much. Okay, maybe it threatens the knight coming to c3, but we always have a bishop covering that. So I guess we can just continue with opening up the light squares. F takes e6. If knight to c3, white can take, b takes c3 check, and you don't even need to play bishop b3 because that might tempt white to sacrifice. So probably even just king to a1, and white is completely safe. If black now tries to be sneaky and threaten some checkmate on b2, we can always just move the bishop now back to b3, and this should be perfectly fine. The attack on the light squares is unstoppable. Black is never having enough time to castle here, and yeah, white should just be completely winning in this position. Yeah, I think this game will be decided soon as well. The attack looks like it's decisive on the light squares. Again, Anna is using the fact that black is missing the light squared bishop which he had to give up in order to take back the pawn. So we grabbed the pawn. We grabbed the pawn on a6. We forced black to give the bishop pair in return to regain the pawn. And then using the fact that black gave the light square bishop, we attack on the light squares. And it does look like all these light squares are very, very weak. So okay. Yeah. Ooh, and we just have information that Nordi has won his game against Ottar Orn Bergman Sigfusson. Another very Viking sounding game. So congrats on his win against almost 1700 rated player. That is really cool. And yeah, so Nordi is now having how many points? Does he have? I'm confused. Does he have like he has like 3 points now, right? After his win, so 3 out of 7. So he can still finish with a plus score with 2 wins out of 2 in the final 2 rounds. So very nice. Very nice for him. I mean, for your first ever tournament, he's already doing really well. So f5 on the board. Both players now on 40 minutes. So Blaze has caught up on time with Anna. And yeah. What's his FIDE if today was this last game? I guess that would be a little bit higher than his performance, because they also had a new rule when you get a new rating. They added a new rule when they take into account like 2 draws against 1800 rated players, supposed players, so that his new rating would be about 1700, I would say. Jim Solver, thank you so much for the raid. The party of 36, and yeah, hope you enjoyed your title Tuesday. I did check in the beginning. I saw you winning the first 2 games. Then I had to set up the stream, so I left. But hopefully you had a great tournament and a great stream. Welcome everyone from Jim Solver's stream. We're taking Anna-Maja's game against the Swiss guy, Blaise Javet, 1942 rated, and she is doing really well. It was a knight of Sicilian. She took a pawn, which I was like, why is she taking that pawn? She should just go knight b2 and you know, try to continue the attack. But apparently bishop takes a6 was a really good decision, because it netted her the bishop pair, which she is now using to attack on the light squares. I tilted so much. Tilted Tuesday. Oh no. So how many points did you finish on, Jim Solver? Because when I saw you were 2 out of 2, right? So can't have gone that much worse, right? Surely. Then I checked Anna-Maja's game and it made me better. Okay. Happy. I guess she will be happy to hear that as well. Okay, opponent's still thinking. But yeah, this is the position. She did move f5. Yes, f5 is on the board. It's now black to move. Higher than rating performance. I guess you're talking about Nordi's rating, right? Yeah, it will be higher than his rating performance, I think. If I understand FIDE's rules correctly, they take your played games, which would give performance of what was it, 1659, and then they add 2 draws against 1800 players. So I guess that would bump up his rating to about 1700, which I would say is fair for his strength, judging by his Blitz rapid ratings. 6. Oh no, it doesn't seem like a very good day, but it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you can't win every time, right? That would be unfair for the others. CM's playing with GM strength. Oh no. 1659 is your rating performance. What? It's a notice performance. It's probably also my performance in my recent tournaments. But yeah. Okay, so we're waiting. Okay, so it looks like... Okay, so Anna's opponent took the pawn. I mean, you know, black is so cramped here that he needs to do something, right? So I'm not surprised that he took this pawn on e4. He's trying to maybe master some counterplay with knight c3 and try to confuse Anna. Also is regaining the pawn that was lost earlier, but Anna was quick to take on e6, and yeah, the light squares are getting demolished here. We're winning back the pawn again, and knight c3 shouldn't be a problem. Like, even if black opens the b file, we always can block with bishop b3, which might not even be needed. We can even just do king a1 and rook b1, just in case. And black king is the one who will have nowhere to go. So this goes for what Blue Boy asked earlier, right? So Blue Boy was asking, is castle queenside necessary? Can we just start attacking? So you see, it might not have seemed that way back then, but right now this queenside castle is what basically gives us the win, because white king can hide in the corner and is generally more well protected, and the black king, which didn't castle, is getting his cover is getting blown up. And yeah, so first we castle and then we open up the position. That is usually how we do it. So yeah, this is probably already winning for white, and this is move 22. So okay, so the opponent went for knight to c3 check, as expected. That's probably why he took the pawn on e4. Knight c3 check has been played. Bishop takes c3 and b takes c3 check. So some checks, trading also the pair of bishops away, but as long as this light square bishop remains on the board, shouldn't be here. I really like here the move king a1, just sidestepping all the checks. I don't really want to calculate what happens after this. We're probably still winning. Black doesn't have enough time to bring the queen to a3. We are opening up very, very soon. But you know me, guys. I don't really like calculating, so I would just go king a1, and yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with that. And next move we can take on f7 and open up, or if black takes on e6, we take with the queen, followed by bringing this rook over to e1, and black should be crashing through in the center. So this looks like a winning position for Anna-Maja. Both players now on 38 minutes. I should just stop reminding you about the time. It's probably not going to be a factor in this game. White is cruising here to victory. So yeah. King a1 has not been played yet, by the way. So position is like this. We are in check. But yeah, I think bishop b3 is also probably also winning. Like both moves are winning. White just has an unstoppable attack. So yeah. I'm going for a walk. Okay, Jim Solver, see you. Take this. How are they called in Polish? The kroki. Yeah, get those steps in. Good luck with your walk. Have fun. And yeah, we hope that when you have returned, game is already over. So yeah, see you around. Did we give a shout out, guys, to Jim Solver? Very strong GM. He's I think he's back to 2600. So yeah, on his way to top 100, back to top 100 players in the world. Very strong Grandmaster. We're very happy to have him in our community, and yeah. Okay, so Anna is still thinking after the check. She's thinking, do I want to move the king? Do I want to play bishop b3? I think, by the way, Anna probably knows that like game is already over. Like she knows she will win. She knows that you can't defend with your pieces haven't been moved. Like this is why the attack is succeeding. Like every game with a successful attack, you can find the root goes in undeveloped pieces for the opponent. Like Black has spent the entire game playing on the queen side, neglecting his development. I mean, to be honest, in this game, it wasn't really his fault because this g4, g5 idea just really restricted Black's development. Like this bishop could never move out of f8 because that would hang at g7 pawn. Remember, there was a white bishop on g4, on d4, and then this rook is blocked by the bishop. So this pattern of a bishop blocking a rook, which can also happen in the other side, for instance, many French positions, you see bishop on c8, rook on a8, white's attacking on the king side, and white wins. Here, we see the king side has not been developed, and white's attacking the center. So a lot of times, when bishops are not developed, they leave rooks in the corner, and they leave the king in the center, and then white is able to crash through, basically. So yeah. Let's see. This position makes me so happy. I mean, makes sense because it's a winning position. I don't know. Yeah, it's like the French bishop, but it's a Darkshore bishop this time. So, yeah, exactly. We should ban him. Oh, Mod's wanting to ban me. SMH. Yeah. I guess this only, yeah, I mean for Anna's tournaments in Spain, yeah, that only means that, I mean, it could be cool if Nordi took a bye every round and helped us with the tech issues, right? But that would mean he doesn't want to play. So we just need to hire, I think we just need to hire someone from Spain. This b3 has been played. We just need to hire someone from Spain to just be there, do the cam work, maybe play a couple game on two. Yeah, do you guys have anyone in mind? I don't know. Mr. Alberto also from Spain in the chat. I think he lives quite close by to Villa de Zahara. Is it called like that? Or is it Zahara? Or is it something else? But I think he lives quite close by, so he is maybe a good candidate as well, since our Spanish mod does not want to travel. But okay, bishop b3 has been played. We are threatening to take, obviously, an f7. So Black probably going to move the f pawn, either f6 or f5. I think the result will be the same, because after f5, White can still take en passant. Open up here, open up the king side. I don't know if queen h5 check is a good idea. Computer doesn't like it too much, but just to make sure the king stays in the center, and then we can maybe use the g file. Queen goes to f7, rook going to g8. This should be again, the light squares is all that matters, right? We're attacking on the light squares. This pawn is also very strong. We can even sacrifice it at some time to open up even more. In general, this attack should be quite unstoppable. You'd say Zahara? Okay. I could have gone to Spain for a week to try to meet with all, in the end no plans, so I had to resign from that idea. I mean, yeah, it's kind of I mean, I don't know. Like, would you travel from another country just to meet someone? Just to meet one person? It's, I don't know. Next year we will take Phoebe. Who said that? Did Fer say that? I missed that in the chat. As producer, interesting. Okay. So, they're waiting for black to make a move here. Both players on 35 minutes. This is move 24. So, we're still quite a bit away from time travel. This has been a pretty chill game. Like, we've played pretty fast. Gotten a winning position in like less than 2 hours. And now it's just a matter of converting it. Now, white's advantage is mostly dynamic. Like, material is still equal. So, white will need to still convert it to a static advantage or checkmate before she wins. But yeah, it's basically just a matter of conversion. Okay. Axit, would you travel to another country just to meet someone? I don't know. Also, Axit would. Wait, what? Screws, are you coming to Budapest? I mean, what I was saying is like you wouldn't travel to meet one person, but if we have like a huge meetup with many people, then there would be a little bit more reason to do so, right? Yeah, I hope I'm not weird for saying that. Next year we'll take Axel as producer to Iceland. That would be pretty expensive, guys. I don't think that's happening. But maybe someone who is, going to Iceland anyway might help as well. Although it's kind of, yeah, how would you do that? I would travel to another countries even if I didn't get to meet anyone. Interesting, okay. Okay, so surprisingly, Anna's opponent did not go for f6 or f5, as I was saying. Instead, he took. So he's like, you know what, my king is going to get exposed anyway. So, okay, queen takes d6 has been played by Anna. The king pretty much has to go to d8 because after bishop e7, we're going to pin it, rook h1, and then queen f7, g7 is also hanging. This doesn't look good for black, so probably king d8 has to be played. But then again, we can just bring this rook over here. We're overwhelming the black king basically, and again, the Mikhail Tal rule says that you need 4 pieces to attack a king effectively. Once again, we do have exactly 4 pieces attacking. So this is okay. It's just a rule of thumb. It's not really some science here, but yeah, we do have a lot of pieces surrounding the king. Basically, that is the main premise. And black king will. Well, there are a couple defensive pieces, but white should be enabled. White should be overpowering them. And worst case, if the attack does not succeed, we can just take one of these weak pawns and claim that we're up a pawn. We're actually already up a pawn after f6, queen e6. So no, we're not. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, my math is bad. We're not, but if we take like d6 or c3, we will be also up material in addition to black having a weak king, but we should be able to win more material than that anyway. So okay, so in fact, black did play bishop e7. Interesting. So not following my train of thought here. Bishop e7. Anna immediately goes for rook h1. I think Anna already wants, to end this game. Obviously, there is a big threat of checkmate. I forgot to include the arrow for that, but yeah. Let's meet up in Switzerland. Guys, you really like your expensive places to meet up, right? I mean, the reason why we said Budapest is because the Olympiad is there. So there will be there will be other people there as well, other chess players anyway. So it's also very affordable. Uh, and it's also in the center of Europe, unlike Rotterdam or Iceland. So it should be equidistant for pretty much anyone. Walked away a little. I see Anna will checkmate soon. Yeah, Anna is having a decisive attack here. Uh, Basically overpowering the center. And yeah. Actually, Black resigned, I think. Black just resigned here. So the game is actually over, guys. At least according to the PGN. So Black probably had enough of the game. He didn't even want to see the end of it. He's just my king has nowhere to run. So I think it is official. Now, if I had a count feed, I could be able to tell. But I think it is official. We have a result. And yeah, for people who are saying, like, who are maybe confused, why did Black resign? Well, White is threatening checkmate. I mean, Black could try something like Queen d7 here. But we are taking here. We're taking on g7 as I showed this pawn is hanging. This rook is now attacked. We are winning material as well. We're up material. We're continuing the attack. Basically, there is no hope for Black. He'll probably have to go like rook f8. The game would continue for maybe 5 or 10 more moves, but I mean, we can even win a second pawn here. It's pretty much okay. They blunder something. Not clear. Maybe Black can take on g5. I don't know. But basically, the Black king has nowhere to run. So I would say I might not have resigned yet, but position was definitely very much winning for White. All right, so yeah, this is the game. How long was it? 26 moves. Quite a quick win, and yeah. So let's see. Okay, Anna is here. I think we will call her soon. So let me get ready for that. Should open that as well now. All right. Let's see. Just so open stream. Okay, I'm calling her. Okay, it's maybe not responding yet. So it was the phone, yeah. Guys, they left me alone in the call, sad. Okay, maybe she can't speak. But I guess she will be here with us in a moment. Okay, she's telling me to wait. Okay, maybe she has to fix something. So please wait, guys, and Anna will be here with us shortly. Leaked? What am I leaking? No, I'm not leaking anything, guys. Don't be weird. 106 test certifications. I used to have way more. I mean, I'm a member of many clubs, so that's probably why. Anna win? Yes, she did win. She did win. Wait, what? Oh, join call. Okay, that's what I have to do.
Hello.
Hello.
I
GG's.
am so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I swear, I don't understand.
You mean with the cam?
Yes, I'm so confused.
I mean, so you remember we talked like a little bit before the game, and I told you it's working. So as
Yeah.
soon as you sat down, it stopped working.
No
So
way.
even before the game started, we got like 1 minute of cam working, and then it just went black.
Yeah, I saw just now, like it was completely pitch black. And when
Yeah.
I turned I moved the phone around, it came back.
Oh. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I
I
guess
don't
we
know
just
if you saw the view of my shoes, but
no, we didn't. I had it turned it off in the
okay.
end. Uh,
Okay, yeah. I'm so confused.
Ingvar tried to set up like another camera that was further away so he wouldn't disturb you, but we would still get feed. But it was barely visible, so I told him like
Um,
that's not helpful because there was another board and then your board in the corner was not really visible anyway. So
Yeah, I was thinking like I don't want to disturb my opponent either, and I can try to maybe switch to the other app, but I thought no, I don't want to do anything. Like I don't want to raise any suspicions. You know, I just don't want to look to any device. So I was like whatever, and then the game and it finished quickly because he told me actually the arbiter,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
and I was like yeah I don't know what to do. Like I don't want to touch my phone.
yeah. I mean, your game
So
was probably like 98% accurate again, so it wouldn't have been helpful. I don't know. You played a
okay, to
really
be
good
honest, I
game,
was
so
very surprised it ended this quickly.
yeah, maybe he resigned a bit early, but it was
That
clear that
too. Like, you got the live moves?
yes, we have everything.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. He could try with Queen D7 still, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you take a pawn and then you take another pawn, then he has no pawns. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Queen F7, Queen takes G7. I should have played after that, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. And then Queen takes C3. Yeah.
yeah, or yeah, can take H7, C3. You can take pretty much all the pawns.
I'd rather take C3 and just
Yeah,
never face move
takes
take
C3 is just
C3.
yeah, it's just GG actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was not sure for the longest time like what opening to go for, but then I was like, I'm playing in 1900. I should be fine with any opening and just play like whatever I do in Blitz, right? Like online.
Yeah, I guess makes
So
sense.
I didn't really prepare. I was just like, I'm going for Open Sicilian and we'll see what happens. And I did expect Scheveningen, but I didn't prepare, so I was just winging it.
I mean, yeah, this is like okay. You push the G pawn. He has no space the king side, so his development is
Yeah.
very hard. I don't know what he could have done better actually. Like after you played G5, how does he get out of there? How does he develop the bishop?
He is supposed to play H6, right?
Maybe, but do you want to play H6? Like, where are you casting then? Are you keeping the king in the center? Maybe I
It's
don't know.
pretty common. I don't know if knight takes c4 is a move earlier. Like, I don't know if that's how you play this opening. Maybe that was a wrong move. Like, you usually put the knight d7, knight c5, or knight b6, right? So I felt like maybe that was not good because my bishop is so strong on d4.
Yeah,
Maybe that was the issue.
yeah, knight d5 maybe instead, and then try to
Yeah.
take on d4. Then bishop takes d4, knight c6, and you attack the bishop, so it has to go back to e3, and
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
yeah,
But
something
this
like that.
is a very different line. Like, I don't think this is like commonly played.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me look at chat. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
guys,
I think I just misplayed the opening a little bit.
I know she's roasting me as well, but 1900s are bad. We know that. So.
It doesn't feel like you're 1900 though. I don't understand why you're 1900. You're so much better than that.
Oh.
No, I don't. No, but seriously, like you can see the difference. I mean, okay, I don't know.
Okay. Nordi also
No,
won, by the way, against the
oh,
1690.
nice.
So Yeah, 3 points for him.
Very good. Very good. Let's go. Because Akchin is a pimp and loses games. Yeah, you should stop losing.
Yeah, you can see the chat now. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure if people want to ask. Oh, yeah, I have a question actually. So you thought for a long
Yes.
time on bishop takes a6, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Correct.
yeah, there we had like a debate in the chat. It was like, why is he not playing knight b2 instantly? Like, what is he thinking about? What other move could be there? And people were saying, some people were saying, why is he not taking the pawn instantly? Why would he play knight b2? And I was like, what? So I guess those were
Why
like
would you do that?
the two moves that you were considering that you came up with.
Yeah, those were the two. Yes, and so I was thinking like I can take the pawn. If I don't take the pawn, then I just allowed him to play bishop c6, a5, a4 for free. And I thought I cannot allow this. But bishop takes a6 is risky because queen a5, bishop takes a4. I'm not so sure. And then I thought for a while, like, I think that is in my, like, I think that benefits me. Unless he plays super precise there, then maybe he's fine. But I thought that I had really good chances because my bishop goes back to c4, bishop b3, and like, how does he attack me? So that's why I took the pawn in the end, because it opens up some squares for my pieces, and his king is still in the center. So I thought if like anything in the position changes, like the position opens, I think that benefits me because half of his development is like not there. So that's why I went for bishop takes a6 in the end. But I did think quite some time, yeah. I didn't want to like risk unnecessarily.
I mean, both moves are good. It's just a matter of what do you prefer. So yeah, it's not really.
Is there only like +1 there or not? That
well, the potato engine gives +2, but I don't know. That probably means it's better even. But yeah.
No, but that makes sense in a way. So he did misplay the opening. I mean, I've played against this Scheveningen line like since I'm like a little toddler.
Yeah, I mean, as long as your bishop is on d4, I think you're much better already. Like
yeah, yeah.
No, Blue Bush never played h4. Blue Bush was saying h4
No.
like every move. He was saying h4, h5, h4, h5, and I mean you can also attack with f4. You don't need h4. He was saying no.
Yeah, exactly. H4 is too slow in this position. Like you need to be faster and just f4, f5, and just break it open. Yeah, because he's not castling anyway. He's not going to castle short, so there's no point in h4, h5.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
When you attack, you have to think when the opponent king is, right? You can't attack somewhere where the king is not there. But yeah, h4 was also could have been, you could play h5, h6, and the rook is on h8, so some tactics, but
yeah. Yeah, it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow. But yeah, no, he just misplayed the opening. I knew it. When I was a kid, I played this a lot, and once I started playing like 2200, 2300s, they know how to defend. So then I stopped playing against such lines. Like I just can't checkmate them anymore. And now I had to like channel my inner 10-year-old Anna-Maja that was like so happy to attack in a Sicilian. But I don't remember those lines very well. So I was like, I just go by intuition.
I mean, it worked. So
it worked. Yeah. Yes, I can still attack. I mean, it helps that when you're playing like a low-rated player, like it's different dynamic. Then if I'm playing a 2400, then maybe I should not play like this recklessly, because they won't make the same mistakes.
Okay. You'll probably have a chance next round again against a stronger player. Maybe
at least I can like rest now.
Yeah. But
and short game. Short game.
Do you see the chat? What are they writing?
10-year-old, you played like this? Did you kick your opponent on the table? No! I was sitting on my legs. There was no way I could do that. Yeah, I actually didn't really have lunch, so this is a great opportunity to eat now.
Okay.
I can actually record the recap here and then go to eat because it's so early.
Yeah, it's pretty chill, right? Like 1 game per day, easy wins.
So nice.
Yeah.
So nice. Yeah. I am for next one. We'll see. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm just happy this is over. I guess we'll talk about the camera, what to do.
Yeah, I guess we have to fix this because
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think this time it was my fault, but I don't know how because I didn't touch the camera. Nothing happened to the camera. It just went black, and like it didn't like lock. You know, like it was still on the browser. So I don't know.
yeah, I guess we'll fix it. We just need a little bit of testing so that we make sure that it works before we go live.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this will happen again. But okay.
Yeah, I didn't have much time today. That's why. But
Yeah, it's okay.
I can
It's
try.
okay. It's okay.
Two more rounds anyway.
Yeah.
It's only 2 rounds.
You want to farm a rating?
I feel like I'm just here since 2 days. It doesn't feel like I've been here for a week.
Yeah, I guess it's the double rounds. But okay. I mean,
Yeah, the double rounds.
This tournament is just, you're warming up, and then in the norm tournament you'll beat everyone. And
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also because the games are either very difficult or too easy,
yeah,
right?
But,
because against a lot of the 1900s, it's been too easy. And then against the Grandmasters and like one 1900 game was also very difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's either too difficult or too easy. No in between.
Maybe some 2200s for the final 2 rounds. So you have better. I don't know. I don't know how it looks like, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like I don't know what my skills are, what my strength is now, because yeah, like I don't know. I guess it's somewhat accurate. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Next round, we go next.
Yep.
Black pieces probably. So
Yep. Time
yeah,
to
I'm going
show that you learned your black openings. Because this, yeah, I don't know.
So far, it's been a disaster. Every single game. Oh no. No. Anyway, I have a lot of time to prepare now, so that's good. Yep. But yeah, I will let you guys go, and gonna record the recap and rest, I guess, and eat. But I'll check in with the other games. I think everyone was still playing, so
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, have fun.
Thanks for commentary. I'm so sorry for the camera, but we'll work on it 2 more days. So yeah. Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Okay, guys. So yeah, that was Anna. Probably will have to leave the call as well. So yeah, GG's again to Anna and also to Nordi if he's here in the chat. GG's. And yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. And yeah, we're probably rating someone who is still playing. Either Anna Cramling or Zach. I don't know who the mods decide. And yeah, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think we start 1 hour earlier, so should be 4 p.m. Central European time, 3 p.m. Iceland time. It will be round 8. Anna-Maja probably will have black pieces. Probably against a stronger opponent. But yeah, see you guys, and have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.